ThinkingSafe provides data protection solutions for regulated companies and their supply chains. We focus on ensuring and demonstrating compliance for your customers and their regulators. Regulators across the spectrum are increasing pressure to extend compliance across the supply chain. If you have customers in regulated sectors, this will affect you. And even if you don't, you'll be affected by the General Data Protection Regulation. We live in an information age where it's difficult to trust information we receive and rely on. The first stage in any compliance program is to understand your data. Where is it held and how is it processed? The second stage is to protect it so that you can guarantee availability. The third stage is to extend that protection to ensure integrity of your data. And the final stage is to extend it further to ensure confidentiality of sensitive information. Many organisations run data protection in-house, but this may not be the most cost-effective solution. In many cases, a specialist data protection provider can deliver these solutions more cost-effectively and with greater assurance of compliance. So what skills and experience does a specialist provider bring to the party? You should expect them to have ISO 9001 and ISO 27001, in addition to industry standards such as GAMP5 for GXP systems. From a compliance perspective, it's not just about what you do, but how you do it and how you document the evidence. Because without that documentation, your compliance is based on hearsay, and that's not acceptable to any regulator or to your regulated customers. So let's look at a practical example. An insurance broker requests medical records from a GP practice. The practice uses medical test equipment and consumables that are calibrated by a pathology lab. The broker is mainly focused on GDPR, but has dependencies throughout the supply chain. And these dependencies are subject to MHRA and FDA compliance requirements. Using a data protection impact assessment, we quickly see the dependencies between systems across the supply chain. At ThinkingSafe, we often start an implementation with the backup and archive policy, because this provides the primary evidence of compliance, ensuring that information that existed in each organisation can be recovered and independently verified, because that data may be required as legally admissible evidence. Once we can prove the integrity of our data, the next stage is ensuring it's available whenever required. So we typically look at the disaster recovery plan next. And now that we have an independent inventory of all data, which is complete and cannot be compromised, we can start to look at confidentiality. Most significantly, all of these measures can be implemented without change to your existing business systems and processes.